For those of you who don't know, in Brookhaven there are several cars I can get. There are cars like this one. And today, I want to test modifications on it to make the car look better. And I want to find out how to put a rocket on the car, and much more. Because for those of you who don't know, I live in a really weird society, and the better your car is, the richer you are. If you have a really cool car, you're going to have a giant mansion. And that's why I want to make the best car ever, to become richer. So I'm going to get my car, which is exactly this one, but it's very simple. And you can see that the other player's car, who is my neighbor, is also very simple. And they're terrible cars. But I'm coming to my friend's house because I want to see what else I should do to my car. He said, put a rocket, but I already know I have to do that. But I want to know more things because just a rocket isn't enough. And I have to make full modifications to my car to really make it look good and finally become very rich. And my goal is to get to that house, which is the house of the person who has the best car of all. And the car is so good. No one has seen what it looks like. My friend said, it probably doesn't even exist. I really doubt it exists. Look, I disagree. It probably does exist, but we don't know what his cars are like or what he did to reach that level. But guys, a player just came out of there and apparently came here to talk to us. But I know what he's going to say, and I'm almost sure he came to talk to my friend because he has something really important to say. He said, don't say that about the king. He has the best car of all, and I've seen the car. And apparently this player has already seen his car, and he lives right here. So maybe as soon as I get to his house, I'll be able to see the administrator's car too. And it looks like that player up there is an administrator. He said, good luck, because you're never going to get there. But I have no idea why he said that. But now he went back to his house like nothing happened, and he even jumped here, and he's acting like his car is really cool. But guys, his car is really ugly. The only thing he did was add a spoiler. And I don't think he deserved that Brookhaven house just because he made that simple car, especially since even my friend's car looks better. He said, let's go. We have to put a rocket on your car. And that's true. So I'm coming here now, and they're inside here too. And I'm going to test 3 ways to put a rocket on the car, and each way looks better. And here on the right, I'm going to have to grab this item. And now I'm going to a very specific place because I have to flip my car. And the best place to flip the car is right here. But my friend is going to have to get out of the car because I'm going to throw my car down here. But I have to go down a little more and now finally throw my car. And you can see it fell here, and it really worked. My car is totally flipped over. Here on the right, I'm going to have to grab this item. And now with this item in hand, I'm going to place it right here in the back. And I'm sure this is going to look really good. So now, I'm driving this car, and it really looks like I have a rocket. And my friend said, but it didn't turn out very good. You did everything wrong and backwards. But I don't know the right way to do this. So, since my friend is saying I did it wrong, I'm going to find out the right way to do this. But I had a genius idea. I basically have to go up here, and then I'm going to fall because there's a hole here that's really hard to get out of, and that way I'll be able to place this item in the back way better than before. My friend said, wait, go more to the right. It'll be easier to remove the car later. And what he said was really smart. So I'm going to place the car right here because it'll be much easier to remove later. And this is going to be the first step to becoming the richest person of all and to simply have a better house because my car is going to be way better. And after that I want to move up and be better than that player who is simply the richest person of all. So I'm trying to go down here, but it's really hard. So here on the right, I'm going to have to grab a ladder, exactly this one. And now I'll have to go down here in a really unexpected way. But I'm not managing to do it. My friend said, wait, I'll help. But now, he's going to have to help me do this. So I removed the ladder, but I don't know how he's going to help me do this. Now he placed the ladder right here, and it's lifting my car. And he's really helping a lot. But my car is being lifted up here in front, and now I'll finally be able to go down here. Or maybe not, because I couldn't do it. And apparently he gave up. And he said, it's not possible. You're not going to have rockets on your car. Sorry. Look, I'm going to find a way to get rockets on my car. And to do that, I have to go down here. And there's a very interesting detail. We have this hole here, but it's also in another spot, which I'll have to go to up ahead because we have our city. But if I get back here, we have the same hole, but this time it's easier to go down here and really way easier than before. So I'll have to do exactly that. And I'm going to go down right here. So for that, I'm going to place a ladder down here, and my friend is also placing a ladder to stop my car from flipping over. Perfect! Now there's a better chance this will work. And guys, the car finally turned out like this, and I really wanted that. But now, my friend is going to have to carry me here because I'm stuck down here, and my car turned out almost perfect. So I'm going to remove these 3 items, and now I'm going to place them right here. But he's looking at me, and apparently he doesn't want me to do that. He said, the car is crooked, fix that. And that's true, the car is crooked, so I'll have to go down here, and the car just flipped over. But you can see that it worked. And now I'm going to have to find a way to get out of here. But it's going to be way harder than I thought. And I don't know how. But my car ended up like this. And now I'm finally going to be able to get back here. And I finally got this rocket on my car. And you can see that it's perfect. So much that I'm coming here to pick up my friend who's coming back after a long time. And I'm sure he's impressed because this rocket turned out perfect. He said, now let's get a new house for you. And that's true because for those of you who don't know, if I have a really impressive car, I can basically take other people's houses. So I'm going to want exactly this house because this house house has a very simple car, and my car is much better. My friend said, actually your car is ugly, make it look better. So I'm coming back here, and I'm going to have to improve my car. So I'm arriving at the mechanic, and I'm going to have to make some basic modifications. First, I'm lifting my car up here, and now I'm going to start the modifications, because I want my car to be perfect, and I want it to be the best car of all. Perfect, I just said that, and now my car looks really good, and it really looks like it has a rocket. So now, I'm coming up here, and I'm going to have to get this house for myself. And the player just left here, and he said, your car is worse than mine. Look, I disagree, because I think my car is better than his, because my car has something none of them managed to do, which is this rocket. And his car is very good looking, but unfortunately it doesn't have many modifications. He only added that engine and also that thing on the roof. And meanwhile, I changed many things and added a rocket. And he's looking at the rocket, and I'm sure he doesn't know how I did it. But now, a very important player is coming here, and he's the one who decides if I win or not, because he's one house above all of us, so he can decide if I win or not. So guys, he's looking here, and he's going to say what's going to happen. He said, the player with purple hair wins. And that's really good, because I finally won. But the player left here, because he just lost his house, and now he's coming to my house, because this is his new house. And I'm sure he's not happy, because he lost everything. He said, you're the only person who made me feel scared, because you actually have a chance of beating me. And that's really good, because he's actually admitting that this car I made is really good. But now, this other player just came out of here, and apparently he has something to say. He said, you're never going to get close to us, because you're bad. Look, I disagree. So much that the player is staring at him, and not even his friend can believe he said that. But suddenly he got really scared, and he said, they're losers, don't even bother with them. And that's really weird. This player is being the weirdest person of all. So much that he went back to his house, which has one of the worst cars ever. And he talks like he created a masterpiece, but it's just really bad. This car here is horrible, and this car is amazing. He said, I hope you win, and if you do, choose his house, not mine. And guys, for those of you who don't know, every time we're going to switch houses in the game, I can choose the house I'm going to. And all I have to do is go in front of the player's house and battle against him, and someone who's above my level will decide if I'm better or not. And this time, it was that player. But next time I do this, I'm going to come to this house, because he was really weird to me. He said, hey, make a rocket bus. That's the only way you'll be able to beat him. And what he said is true. So I just got here, and now I'm going to have to change my Roblox car, and I'm going to have to get a bus, which is going to be way harder to decorate, because this bus is huge. But the first thing I have to do is flip this vehicle over, which really won't be easy. And the first way is dropping the vehicle right here, but that doesn't work very well. So I'll have to try it a different way. But my friend left here to say something, and he said, go to house 24. There's a player there who's not in our society, and I don't know what he's talking about, but it looks like there's a player who doesn't live by our rules, and he's probably not part of the society where the better your car is, the richer you are. So guys, I'm coming here to house number 24 because I want to see if that's true. Now I'm going to have to go up here like this. But there's no house here. There's only one house right here. And it's a house where I'll be able to do this test perfectly, because I just have to reach this part and go down here. But I noticed there's a player hiding, and he thinks I didn't notice him. But I actually know he's been hiding here this whole time. But he finally showed up. So now I'm going to have to go down here like this. But I need help to get down. So I'm placing the ladders, and it finally worked. And now I'm going to have to go up here and place this item right here. And this is going to be perfect, because now my vehicle is straight. So I'm going to be able to place several rocket items, and it's actually looking really interesting and really cool. Perfect! After a long time, I finally finished this. But now, my friend is going to have to delete this house so I can see how it turned out. And it looks like he actually deleted it. And now the bus is back to normal, and you can see that this looks perfect. It really looks like a giant rocket, so much that there's a lot of fire coming out the back. And it looks like this bus is going to take off, because if I start speeding up a lot, you can see there's a ton of fire coming out, and this turned out really cool. But guys, one of my friends disappeared, and I don't know where he went. So I'm going back to the neighborhood to see if he's here. Now I'm arriving up front, and I'm just going to fly here in Roblox. Perfect! I just got here, but it looks like he's really sad. He even said, someone stole my car. And I don't know who would do something like that, but they just stole his car. And that's really sad. It's the saddest thing of all. But this friend of mine just showed up here, and he said, good luck, I'm going to do my things. And it looks like now he's going to leave, and he literally disappeared. But I'm really sad that this friend lost his house, because maybe he won't help me anymore. Or maybe he will, because he just went back to normal like nothing happened. He said, go to the next house now. I'm sure you can do it. So I'm going to try to do that. But I have to change this car of mine, because it looks really ugly. First, I'm going to make it more yellow, and I'm also going to make the tire yellow, and also lower it. Perfect! You can see that my car looks really good, and it's much better. And we have this tire here, which I don't know if it's very nice, because when it's not moving it looks good, but when it spins, it looks weird. But now I changed the tire, because that one was really ugly. And now I'm arriving here. But guys, someone is going to have to open the gate so I can get in here, and it looks like this player is coming over, and he's going to open the gate. which is really good. But now, I'm coming to this other house, because this is where I'm going to do this battle, and it's going to be the best battle of all. But he just left with his car, and his car is really ugly. It's simply the most basic car of all. And even that player came back to his house to watch everything that's going to happen. And you can see that his car is ugly. But what he didn't notice about my car is that it has a rocket in the back, which is really the most perfect thing ever. But he just got out of his car, and apparently he's really scared, because he wasn't expecting that. And now this player is coming here, but he didn't bring his car, and he's just coming to see which one of us is better. But this time I'm sure I'm better, and there's really no way the other player can win. He's even looking over here, and he said, "You won, congratulations." And it looks like this player just lost his house, and he's really mad. Look, I'm sorry, but at least he's going to a really nice house. It's not like he's going to lose that much. He said, "That's not fair. Just because he's ugly doesn't mean you should help him." Look, I don't think that makes sense, because this is a car competition, and mine really is much better than his. So much that if I speed up here, it shoots out fire, and that's why I won. But now, it looks like he finally left, and now he's going to this other neighborhood. But before that, the other player is going to have to open the gate so he can leave. And now he just arrived at this house, which is going to be his new house. And I'm sure he's not very happy. But now, I have to beat him, which is going to be really hard. He said, "You're never going to beat me. It's simply impossible." And now he just teleported. And guys, I can't see his car at all. It's impossible to see his car, because it's inside this garage, and he doesn't open it. And he also always closes his entire house so people can't see what's inside. But this time I'm going to delete this car, because I'm going to do something more risky. Here on the right, I'm going to grab this car, because this car is going to be really important, since I can do a lot of modifications to it. But that player is watching everything, and he waved at me and left. But now, I'm going to have to come up here in the front, and I'm going to climb up to the same spot as before, which is exactly this one. And now I'm going down like this, and I'm going to place a ladder so that my car flips over. And I'm going to try to do this again, because I'm sure it's going to work again. But unfortunately, it didn't work, so I'm trying one more time, and I hope it works. Perfect! It finally worked! And here on the right, I'm going to grab the star, and now I'm going to place it back here to make it look like a light under the car. Now I'm placing the last star, and it actually looks pretty cool. And now I'm setting the car back to normal, and you can see that now there's this light underneath, which is going to help me win this event. And I'm sure that this way I'm going to win. My friend said, "Don't change the suspension, it's perfect like this." And what he said is true, the suspension is perfect. And now he got out of the car and started changing the car color. And now the car looks like this. But I'm going back here, because I'm going to put a spoiler right here. And now the car looks really good. I just need to change the tires, because the tires are still normal. Perfect! Now my car looks like this, and honestly, my car looks really good. And now I want to see what the other player's car is going to be, the one who's going to compete against me. And actually, my car looks a lot like that player's car, but the only difference is that my car has this light, which makes it look way cooler. And now I got right here, but apparently he's opening his garage, and this right here is his car. But that's not fair. He literally has the worst car of all, and it doesn't make sense for him to beat me. I said, I think it's safe to say I won, right? And I'm sure I won this, because there's no way I could lose. He said, "I'm the judge. I won, and my car is 1,000 times better than yours." But guys, his car is just ugly, and the color of his car is different from the color of the tires, while my car is perfect. And this judge just doesn't make sense, so much that this other player saw everything. And he said, "This isn't fair. The player with purple hair actually won." But then he came over and banned him, so I have to get out of here quickly to avoid getting banned too. So I'm climbing up here, and I don't know how I'm going to get out of this, because it's impossible. But now he's coming our way to ban us, so I'm going to have to run out of here. Perfect! I just got out, and now I'm sure I'm safe. And now I'm arriving up front, because I want to host a car meet. Now I'm going to park my car here, and my friend just left to make his car. And I actually want to see how his car is going to turn out. And he started modifying it, and I think he's going to do the same modification as before. And he really did it. But his car looks really weird. And a player just showed up here for our car meet. And I want to see what car he's going to pick. But I hope it's not a car like this one, which is the worst car of all. But now, I'm doing the biggest race ever, because it's going to be my car versus a Lamborghini. And now the race finally started, so I'm coming up front, and it looks like I'm actually winning. But suddenly I crashed right here, and I'm starting to think he won. So now I'm going down here, and actually I won this. And I don't know how, but I ended up winning. And now he got here, and it finally started. So I'm coming up front, and maybe I'll win this again, because he just crashed. And now I'm arriving here, and I really won. And for some reason my car flipped over back here. And guys, if you want to add me here on Roblox, just click the become a member button, and I'll add you on Roblox.